Yo, what's going on? It's Terrell Hall of Fame, D-Line, tbkc, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. And I'm just right now going to say this so people can truly understand, because we touched on this on the Friday Live. And yes, I know I missed Sunday. Y'all forgive me. Yeah. But I'm gonna jump on before Friday this week. I want to get into more of a talk, and that Friday Live was shorter. But yo, picking a stud, right? Well, and this is what we talked about. But this is the thing, and I want to say this to all young breeders, people who are new to this: genetics matter. And the reason why I'm saying genetics matter is because we have this thing in the bully world where we seriously believe that if the dog looks the part, it is the part. That is not always the truth. It's just not. And what I say by that is several dogs. I produce dogs like this, honestly, that it happens where genes will kick in and you're like, whoa. And I've produced dogs who are monsters. I'm talking about absolute monsters, gigantic ass dogs, just big beasts of dogs. And you're like, why is that dog so freaking big? And it'll be pulling behind something it'll be pulling from something that's, you know what I'm saying, behind the genes of his parents that were pockets. Then you turn around and you think, okay, he's a beast. You know what I mean? This dog is a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast. I got to breed this beast. You know what I mean? I'm going to make more beasts. And you're wondering why he's throwing pockets. And it's very obvious. It's right in front of you that his genes say pocket. Something happened with him to make him bigger, but his genetics still say pockets, you know? Just that plain and simple, you know? It's not always what you see in front of you is, excuse me, like I told y'all, it's early, but it's not always what you see in front of you that's the most important thing. You have to look what's behind there and how those genetics are going to pull once put into another female or using a male. How will those genes pull? And the way the genetics work in general, not always, but in general, it's almost like a mathematical equation in most senses, is that if 75% of the dogs that you have in your pedigree are pocket dogs, it's a higher probability that you're going to throw pocket dogs. Now, in the sense of, you know, and there's a couple of popular dogs that if you look at their pedigrees, these are bigger dogs, but it's literally like 90% of the dogs that are behind them are pockets or maybe even exotics. And you expect this big dog, and then you wonder why you're getting sort of a bulldog. It could be several reasons. It could be somebody telling a damn lie, or it could be just the fact that this dog, you know, was the 10% in that 90% equation where he pulled from a big dog, but now his genetics still don't say that. His genetics still say 90% small dogs. And when you put him into another dog that has a lot of small dog genes, the equation is more likely to compound to make small dogs than for him to reproduce himself as a bigger dog. That generally just does not happen. In a lot of instances, even with a dog like Little Roe was smaller than Cairo, but the pattern that you had to take with Little Roe is you had to breed Little Roe typically to a smaller dog to get what you were going to get, or you would get a split litter a lot of times where you would have like De Niro's litter. De Niro was very, very short and stocky, but and I think he had another brother named Piggy, and Piggy was short and stocky. But then if you've seen a couple of the other dogs from that litter, they were very big dogs. Whereas, you know what I'm saying, they were throwing the Cairo side of it. They were bigger, you know, standard dogs. You know, one of them was damn near an XL. That happens, you know. And the particular litter that I had with Denzel, if you see Denzel's litter mates, it's all over the board. You'll see Denzel, Jordan, Rome are the pockets out of that litter. Then if you look at it and you go up, you got Biggie. And Biggie, it was like 18 inches, 110, 115 pounds. Then there was another boy that went to Virginia named Bocephus, and Bocephus was an XL. So, you know, in that combination, you did have Thug there, who was a very big dog and goes back to some gray line and some edge dogs. And then you went and you bred heavy, you know, Cairo short shot by way of Paco. What happened is you pulled a lot of the big dogs when them genes combined, and you had, you know, a couple big dogs that came out of that breeding. And you won't always get that consistency. So as you study these things, you know, and that we're just talking about size right now, but you also, you know, y'all know I stay on your backs about feet and all of the other issues. Genes compound. Percentages do matter. They're not the end all be all, but it's like everything else. If you take a dog that has a higher probability for, you know, any flaw in this line, you cannot really expect that this dog is going to turn around and produce you a bunch of clean dogs. That's just being silly. You know, you have to get it in your head that what's probably going to happen, and more than likely going to happen, is that you're going to end up with something that's not exactly what you expected, even though it was right in front of your face. So this is the whole thing of when people are asking me about studying pedigrees, it's going to take some research, and you're probably going to have to take some questions, because a lot of these dogs, although on Bullypedia, they don't have bios, and it would be great if you did, you know, if that was something that you could do. Maybe it'll be coming soon. But a bio, you know, just on all of these old dogs, where a person writes in different things about the older dogs, or even newer dogs, you know, their actual size, the probability of what they throw. Are they throwing more pockets? Are they throwing more standards? And even if we were being realistic, if we went down to the faults and the issues that they might throw, that would be a great thing. But right now, all we have to rely on is people's word of mouth and the things that they're willing to tell you about the flaws, the issue, the height, and everything that comes along with the stud. So definitely, you know, it's you know, you want to know that dog inside out. You want to know his makeup, and not just a couple pictures of the dog, you know. And if you're buying a puppy, you also want to know the thought process on the breeding, as does this breeder really know what he's doing, and why, you know, and why would you breed a dog that has these genetics behind it to that dog that has those genetics behind it, and exactly what are you expecting, and, you know, and what's the road to get there. And I don't think that that's a bad thing to do, you know. So I'm actually doing a couple videos about that shortly. But until next time, y'all, much love. Peace.